Hello everybody, Average Joe here, and we are back in Minecraft for dummies, namely this dummy. Now, what you see before you is something from Draconic Evolution, the antithesis of power generation. This is a really hard thing to get. It's end level tech here. But the way to build it is fairly complex, but I've managed to figure out some of it. Now, the first thing you'll need to build is one of these, a power core. Power storage. It's like a generator. It's like a giant battery. As you can see, it's fancy. It's got particle effects and everything. Now, the way I've been able to figure this out is the orange, which is the outs, going data way, is the input. The output is the ones going in. So you'll need two energy pylons. Actually, wait. Reverse that. That one, the one going in, is the input. The one's going out is output. As you can see, I've got a battery storage. Power is going in into this lovely. Now, I built this. Whoa. Hey, you can actually look in there? Wait a minute. Wait a second here. You can actually look inside! That's cool looking. I never looked inside once it's fully powered. But yeah, as you can see, the energy is going to the core, which is dead center. But these beams are just visual effects for it. I never knew that. That's cool. It's been forever since I remembered how to do this. I learned a trick though. If you have railcraft, railcraft has some invisible blocks that sit in front of you, backwards, and around you, surrounding you. So when you try to turn this thing on to turn that on, it won't do it unless you go into creative mode. And it works just fine when you do it because you just click on it and boop, there you go. Whoops, I did not want to do that. Now, there are some facts and figures for this because I built a tier 7 one of these. As you can see, it's storing 2.14 trillion power units of RF power, which is awesome. But you're gonna need it to power this bad boy because this guy has a few thingies that I want to show off here a little bit, at least in this one. Now, as you can see, this is a really cool dynamic. It takes what was it that it took to power it? Awakened draconic battery power. Yeah, that's what you want. But in order to get it, you have to kill the Ender Dragon. Alot. Now, I'll eventually figure out how to summon him multiple times. I cheated for it. I wanted to show this off because this is, one, it's really cool, and two, it generates that. 100%, no wait. Where is energy fuel consumption level? Oh, conversion levels. I haven't yet figured out how to draw power from this, but I'm told this is where you want to keep the core temperature, about 2kc, which is great. And the field strength, you want it at 50% or better. I somehow managed to figure out how to keep it at 100. Now, when I figure out how to draw stuff from here, it has something to do with this flux gate. I don't know what to do with that yet. But once you draw power from this, this is one of the best power sources an endgame gamer will ever have. Now, the really cool thing about Draconic Evolution is these here. Wireless power. And as you can see, some of them even have lines that'll become visible when you use the crystal binder. The way to make this work is you set this for input, As you can see, it's on input times 5 transfer. It has a 50 by 50 block radius, so you can't go all the way over to there because that's like a 100 block radius. So you have to use one of these, a transceiver. Now, a transceiver can connect up to 20 things wirelessly. All of these guys are being powered by that transceiver, and apparently it's also connecting over here to our big power source. I haven't figured out all that yet. It has something to do with input-output of the flux gates. Now, I watched a video from the Minecraft mod Minecrafters or something like that. I forget what it was. They are the ones that gave me these little signs. Shows which way they go. What to do with them? Not so much. But yeah, as you can see, the power from here is getting sucked into here. It's getting transported. It's inputted by that, going to the transceiver, and then going to the input of this one, which I think is connecting to this, which is feeding into that. Beyond that, that's where my knowledge ends. But that's not the core of this video. The core of this video is to create Nether Star generator safely. I need to set up something really quick because the downside of this is it will do that. Now, as you see, we just created a wither boss, and he's gonna go down there, get grinded by that monster grinder there, and bam, bam. Now, do I have my magnets on again? If I do, it's shameful. Wait, what? Now, stop that. But yeah, as you can see, this thing is fully functional. It's doing its job, and it's doing it well. And it's harmless to you. I need to find my battery here and set up my connection point because this thing always forgets it. Now, when I've done this right, it even gives me some levels. As you can see, it's doing its job well. It's sucking those little energy balls down there into the system. Now, to make this all work, we need a few things. Now, one of the fun things is, this is a multi-modded block system. There's applied energetics, there's Ender IO, and there is thermal craft up here somewhere. Where are you? Oh yeah, Mine Factory Reloaded, thermal expansion for thermal dynamics, and of course, yeah, thermal stuff. And of course, Project E for a gargantuan power, storage supply. Whoa, hey, where's the soul sand coming from? Now, I did this wrong somehow. As you can see, it's placing them all there, summoning the Ender boss, the Wither boss. Bang. Where is it finding all the pieces for this? I set this up wrong originally. You all dead? Okay, good. Ah, okay, that's why. Now, ideally, when this is set up right, yeah, feed in soul sand, and it'll put those in key places the right way. You can specifically set them up, and then put wither skulls up here. Easy peasy, rice or easy. Problem with that is it keeps putting them in the wrong way. good. There we go. Now we're set up the right way. Now to make this work, you keep these two lines separate, but they're both powered the same. We're using fluctuating item ducts. Now we could probably do it faster with the warp ducts, but just for grins and giggles, I was just setting this up the way the video showed me. But yeah, we have our interface, our ME interface connecting to the ending piece. We set up one of the vacuum hoppers to collect all the dead pieces, specifically in key places. The EXP on one side and the items on the other. We get the grinder for the mob grinder from Draconic Evolution, mainly because it's a 9x9 space. Most other mob grinders are teeny compared to this. This thing is like that. Most other mob grinders are like a 1x1, maybe a 4x4 block space. This is a 9x9. Much better, but it requires its own power source, so I threw a creative one on there for now, till I figure out how to get that bad boy working. But the trick is to leave the wither no place to go but down. That's why this is so tall and this is so thin. We used reinforced obsidian from Ender.io to keep the cage, if you will, blocked and not exploding. We set up the iron bars for the same reason. He can explode all he wants in there. It won't do ding dang darn good for him. It's just like, bang, I'm gonna blow on you. Ah. You dead yet? No? Okay, fine. I'll just die. Blech. And then, all of those items will get sucked into the interface and put in through the system, which will feed into here. And we have a crafting monitor, which shows us what this is, and a crafting storage unit. I set up a craft of nether stars. How to, crafting the nether stars. Well, yeah, I put a bunch of other junk in there, so let's throw some more in there. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. The experimentation of me for later. Now, he created all kinds of things. Interesting. But anyway, but yeah, the whole goal of this is to create nether stars, which will give us the capability of accessing things, like the portal gun, which we already have set up over here. Wow! This goes back to home. Well, to where I last left off, trying to figure out how to make this work without having all the things going on. Couldn't get a straight answer out of the internet. We'll figure that out eventually. But for now, we have ourselves this lovely little network. Now, do you see all the different lines, the 3 lines of traffic here? We've only set up a small network here. I did that on purpose because these machineries, well, wait, where's it all connected to? That machinery. Oh, right, the crafting station is one. And of course, these monitors are the other. 1, 2, 3. Aha! Aha! Now, I put one of these in here because we wanted storage. It makes a simple little network. The only way to access it is to that. You get a little bit of power underneath. Now, I put this here to demonstrate how far away you probably should have your stuff. Because in case of emergency and he goes boom, and it does affect you, you'll have a little bit of reach. So 1, 2, 3, put your starting piece right there. 1, 2 for the spacing, and then 1 more for your equipment. Now if you notice in here, there is a little space here. This space is for a reason. For all the items to go into like a little chute. He blows up, he dies there, The stuff gets sucked in here by the vacuum hopper. And we also have this to suck up all the EXP into the obelisk. Now, that's why this part is connected. The EXP gets sucked in by the vacuum hopper, and it goes here. The connection point for the items goes straight into our interface, which will go, I think, this way. But let me see how tall this thing is, because I had to figure this one out by myself, based off of the video. But I also had to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In this case, it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wide, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, ooh, no, that way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 tall item. Now, this is a tall monster generator, but it serves our purpose well as a monster grinder. This is the Wither Boss Grinder in all its glory. Now, the trick is to figure out where everything goes to. The video that I found, which I'm going to try to put a link in the description about it, that will clarify it a little bit more. Because this is just the application of the generator. The how to build it, I'm gonna let it go to the original guys. And I threw some lights on here because I didn't want the monsters to generate outside of our home here. And all you have to do is set up a feeder for soul sand up there. In fact, why don't we do that? I don't know if whether skulls are generatable. So that. No. Wither skulls are, well, how about soul sand? Ah, yes. Soul sand has an EMC value, so we can set up a feeder of soul sand up here. Let's get a pipe for that. Warp me, baby. Warp me, baby. Not wrap. Warp. I like to use the dense ones because they somehow work better than their buddies. We'll set that for feeding into here. Now, I need some glassy. Didn't want that. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, 4. Now, what I'm creating here, if you haven't seen my other videos, is called a power flower. It's a 7x7 space wide item. Mainly because you can do something like this and hold the centerpiece for it. If I count it right. Don't like how that looks. There we go. Now it's already starting to look like a flower. But this is a Project E specific item. So let's go project. To make a power flower, you will need a few items. Now we'll use the top tier, but you can start with the lowest tier and work your way up by generating it itself. See, I need some of those. Some of those. Whoa, hey. Why did you move? A condenser. I need a condenser Mark II. And some pipe work with the soul sand. Okay, start with this, work with that, and put that in the center. Now, the nice thing about a Mark III setup of this is it has its own light source, which is really kind of cool, and it, I see a problem here. I need to fill up my power flower area so I can not fall. But yeah, the feeder is unlimited. It has its own power source by using glowstone as its source. And it'll generate really, really fast for small items like low EMC valued things. You just put a layer on the bottom. Nice little plus shape. The way these things work is these are the generators for the power-ish. The antimatter relays, they are the extenders that allow more than one item to connect. And the condenser is what is the generator for all these things. Let's get a servo. One of the best capable ones around. Put one of those. Power it up. Whitelist it. So only that can work. And then seal it off. Now this will start generating soul sand aplenty. Because the EMC value for this is 49, so it means every time this bar is filled, it'll generate soul sand, which is cool. Now, if you notice, there goes the soul sand right into our box, which is getting immediately taken out and inputted into our system. Probably should have set up an ending piece for it, because the skulls for our wither skeletons comes from a different source, a monster generator in the nether. Wither skeletons do not generate in the outworld, so we'd have to go to the nether to do so. Now let's see if my hi. You don't want to come in here, buddy. A similar generator in the nether surrounded it with advanced blaster walls. Now, as you can see, it's doing its job perfectly. It's almost the exact same setup, only it's generating the wither skeletons in a nice little den for its own. Now, the way this one I kind of had to hodgepodge itself to my own self here. No. Did not want to do that. I wanted my skulls, dang it. Now the problem with this is it generates a lot of other junk along with. Meh. There. Now we've got our monitor. Now, this is something that I could just, create and just leave. But I think you have to create some sort of a chicken chunk monitor system. So this block is always being monitored. Now, eventually, I could figure out to set up a tesseract system to transport it from this domain to the other domain. Not sure. But as you can see, we are in the nether. Lots and lots of stuff here. I wonder, can you get above the world like you could before in some of the previous games? I wonder. Nope, there's bedrock. But yeah, unlimited power. Where is my dot? The dot is there. What? You can't see it from afar? Oh, yes you can. Okay, good. Because I didn't want to get lost in here, so I decided to put a point. Whoa. Cool. To where I could easily just look back and go, oh, there's home base. Because I really can get lost in here. And yes, I do have mods in here that changes the nether a little bit. Like the binomes of plenty. And I think this is part of binomes of plenty too. Adds different things in the mod, in the nether. High blocks, well yeah? Huh. Let's see, also adds these lovely little flesh zones with the eyeball stalks and the meat water. Whoa, hi. Who are you? Wasps. Wow, hi. I've never seen the hives actually have monsters generate from them. Well, there you go. Anyway, I only came here because I made this little den here. Well, that's curious. I'm just gonna get rid of some junk. Interesting. But yeah, I also created these reappearing, disappearing blocks so I could come in here and actually, fix things as necessary. Which it will also make me hurt a bit. But the way these disappearing, reappearing blocks work is it comes from the Urgast castle in the Twilight. In this map, we have not gone there yet. I cheated it in. But I wanted to demonstrate what those can be used for. They're great as walls, and they're great as doors, if you will. You can just set them up that way. Up we go into the wild blue. Anyway, as you can see, this is our video for now. When I find out more about draconic evolution, when I find some time, I will set this up better. I'll be able to get power generated from this. I'll be able to figure out how to use this monitor from ComputerCraft. I'll be able to even use these as fully wires. But then again, I might just set up more wireless power. Oh, yes. Also, one of the other things. Say this is getting power from way over there. This is a recharging unit. Now, it has one of these flux capacitors in there, but I forget what it does. But when it has power, it's really, really awesome. I set up 4 of these things to connect to it. I think I even have one below, because this holds a lot of power. And once I figure out how to use this, this is also another generator from the draconic evolution thing. It generates lots of power. And this is a draconic chest. It stores a gaggle of stuff, which is awesome. It also has a way to automate some of your smelting, although it goes a little bit too far. So you have to be a little bit more specific with it. That's why I'm not using it. But it too has power. And over here, I'll eventually figure out how to use this. You power it with emeralds. but you can use it to turn off the rain, so the rain will never fall here. And yes, this is where I stored my portal gun. Now the portal gun has about each gun has about 2 uses. You can use them to teleport yourself from one side of the map to the other, because as you can see, it's about 3,000 clicks away from our main hub over there to our main station over here. I did that to demonstrate its distance. That is so cool looking. But yes, I set these up energy pylons 1 because you can have it anywhere from like 4 blocks below or above the generation point of these guys above. And they connect by glass here to make these little orbs. And depending on which way the pylon is facing, whichever way you set it up, will draw or input. Because as you can see, it's inputting from here a lot, but it's drawing very little from over here, from that to the pylon. And these, eventually, I think... No, not that. Now, I'm still using version 1.7.10 version of this. So this is the version that works in 1.7.10. The regular Minecraft has evolved all the way up to 1.12. Most of my monoliths have not. So I have been staying in version... What the heck is this for? Staying in version 7.10 because this is where all my mods work. Now, I'd say that because most of the other videos I've come across, they don't tell the version they're working in. It does not help me if a pattern works in only version 1.12, whereas in 7.10, it won't work. I've tried. But anyway, this is our first foray into Draconic Evolution, Wither Boss generation, Wither Skeleton generation, and a Power Flower. So, this is Average Joe saying TTFN. If you like what you saw, hit that like button. If you liked it even better, hit that subscribe button. I could always use more. And now that I no longer have any copyrighted material for a draw, I have to stand on my own 2 feet. Without the training wheels. Maybe, just maybe, YouTube will even remonetize me and I can try another attempt to be live streamed. But that's in the future. So, TTFN, ta-ta for now, and as always, I will see you after these messages. Bye-bye.